Hello friend, this is Vakil Akhtar, International FIDE instructor. Let me introduce you with my new book called The Systematic Route to Chess Mastery. Let me tell you what you have to expect from this book. Basically, this book is meant for beginners and advanced beginners. I'm delighted to say with the help of this book, even a beginner will start playing like a 500 rated chess player. So let me quickly show you the index of the book. Here is the index. You can see I have covered all the basic things: the chessboard, chess pieces, notation, value of the pieces, and I have kept few tests for my young readers, like they have to go for profitable exchange, they have to capture an undefended piece, they have to attack opponent's king with some idea, with some motive. Then next we have how to defend check. In fact, I have covered all about this: plan A, plan B, plan C, how to defend an attacked piece. There also I have covered everything: how they can defend an attacked piece, what are the options we have to defend an attacked piece. We have opening principles, so openings for white and black. We have opening blunders also for both the players, white and black. And then I have given a warning that don't do one move blunder. We have covered castling, stalemate. I have covered three types of checkmates. One is back rank checkmate, second is queen at the top checkmate, and third is two rooks checkmate. And I have test. I've tried to keep everything which a child can do in one move. But the interesting thing is I made it bit tricky. So they have to apply their mind to find the best move in every position. Let me show you one lesson from the book. Okay, so here we have this position from the lesson called Give Check with Some Motive. The position seems very simple, but if you start calculating, you will see white is getting advantage of not 1 point or 3 points. In fact, white is getting advantage here of 6 points in this position. We really have to calculate deep to get the whole answer. Of course, I'm not expecting my young reader to find this answer, but at least they should see that bishop g6 is a check by which they can win the rook. Okay, next one is this. Once again, I'm asking my reader to find the check without losing his piece. Bit tricky, but I'm assuming they will be able to solve it because there are very less pieces on the board. So the best move, which is f8 queen, because the bishop is pinned, they will be able to find out. Once again, there are many checks white can give. If white is giving check from f8, he is not going to get any advantage. But if he gives check from h8, wow, white is getting this queen because it's a skewer. King cannot defend the queen. King has to go to g6 and white can capture this queen for free. It's black to play. Black has to give check. Definitely this will be a challenge for the young readers to find this check, because they will think queen will capture the rook if they will play rook on b3. But they have to analyze, even though queen will capture the rook, they are still getting benefit. They are still getting profit. So they have to come to this point that they should go and give check with the rook b3. Okay, we have more checks coming where, okay, in this position you can see black can play rook h3 check, which is definitely good for black. Black king is on the center and we have to attack him without losing any of our piece. How is that possible? Yes, we have to see the entire board and we have to find the best piece which can give check to the black king without losing the piece. c1 bishop to g5 for the check. And what advantage white is getting after giving this check? The advantage is there is no way black can save his king. So most probably black has to sacrifice his queen to stop this check. Black king is on h7, extreme right of the board. How can we give check to him? So if we will only concentrate on the right side of the board, we will not be able to find the right answer. You must have heard that chess player has to use both his brains to play chess. Yes, that's correct. We have to use left side brain as well as right side brain to play chess. So here we are using the left hand side rook, the rook which is an extremely left hand side, to move it to extreme right hand side for the check. But if we'll only use right hand side brain, we won't be able to find this. We have to see the entire board, and to see the entire board we have to use both our brains. Now next I'm going to talk to you about the test. This is the beginning of the game and we are playing black in this position. I have taken position for the black player. So my first position is this, where I'm expecting black to save his bishop from that pawn. So I'm expecting black to play bishop h5. This is my first position. Pawn is attacking bishop. Many players will think that they have to move the bishop to g6 to defend the bishop. But the correct answer is queen capture h4. You should give check, because when you're giving check, obviously white won't be able to capture your bishop. He has to defend his king first, and then you're getting another chance to save your bishop with the check. This is my next position where I'm expecting black to play the best move, and the best move is of course giving check, which we have already discussed. Bishop takes knight check. Once again I'm expecting black to play queen h5 check. This is a game of 14 moves, but as you can see, I've covered many positions which a beginner can solve. Next, I'm going to show you a position from the middle game. Now this is a very complicated position. What will I expect from a beginner to do here? Nothing much. You don't have to do anything. You have learned about giving check, just go and give check. If king moves, you have learned that pawn can become a queen. I'm expecting you to make a queen here. Of course, you have learned about giving check for some profit, for something like if you'll not give check, white will start giving check to you, so you should go and give check. And I'm expecting my young readers to find this queen h1 checkmate, back rank checkmate, which they have already learned in the previous lesson. So this is the game from the middle game. It was a very complicated game, but I asked some very simple question, so any player can solve it. Next is the position from the endgame, bishop versus knight endgame. What should white do? So when I was teaching about the pawn, that time I have taught my readers, if your pawn reaches the end of the board, your pawn can become a queen. So I'm expecting my readers to recollect that idea, what they have learned in the previous lesson. And what should they do here? They should try and promote the pawn. a4 is the good move. Let black to capture both the white pawns, and white should just push the pawn. Once again, this is the position. While black has just took the g3 pawn and is threatening f4 pawn. What should white do? Nothing much. Go with the passer. Winning for white. So this position has taken from the endgame. I have covered many endgame in test. Basically it is not there in the lesson, but I have covered many endgame like rook versus rook, knight versus knight, bishop versus bishop. So I have covered many endgame positions, many middle game positions, many opening positions. So they will get ideas how to play in all these three forms of chess. How to handle opening, how to handle middle game, how to handle endgame. This is a position with black to play, how to play in equal position. Black has two rooks in open file, so slight better position for black. But of course black is not winning. How should we continue this position? So here we'll start with a very normal move, but attacking move, normal and attacking move, king f5, attacking the rook. So what happened in the game is, white has played rook d e1 to defend the rook. Now what is the best move for black? Of course, take the f4 pawn, because we have two attacks on f4, two-fold attacks on f4. White has played g3. Now of course, the reader has to figure out that pawn is attacking the knight and he has to save the knight. So where to move the knight? Since we know we have to move the knight, why we should play a defensive move with the knight? Why not moving the knight and giving check? Next position came after a few moves like this. Here is the next position. I'm expecting my reader to find this rook h1 check followed by rook capture g1 checkmate. So you can see, friend, from nowhere black has played some logical move and he won the game. So this whole test is like this. You have to play simple and logical moves every time. Yeah, sometimes giving check, sometimes going for profitable exchange, like that. Sometimes you have to defend your piece. Unknowingly some positions will come where one of your piece will be attacked and suddenly you have to defend it, you have to protect it. You will be in pin, you have to protect, you have to put something to block the pin. So these things are going to come. Well, so that's the end of the introduction. Hope you will give your love and recommendation to this book. See you soon with the second part of the book. Bye bye, take care.